Hello everyone, I'm Jesse, your weekly host for Midgard Musings, and hail and welcome to this week's episode. So glad you all could join me today. It's a very special kind of episode today. We're doing our normal Hávamál reading. We're finishing up the gestaþáttur portion of the Hávamál, or the guest, advice for the guests and stuff. Some very common sense, everyday type of wisdom. But before we get into that, I'm going to wait for a few more people to join the live feed and wait for everybody to check in here. But before we get into the reading of the Hávamál, I got some other stuff I'd like to share with you all. If you look in the title of this video on the live stream, you'll see a YouTube link for the 300 subscriber video that I posted earlier this week, on Friday I believe. So check that video out, because in that video I talk about and reveal some gifts that were given to me by my new friend Topher, who is the Ohio ambassador for the Asatru community, for which I'm a partner with. Check out that video. He gave me this really awesome iron stock. Of course the images are going to be probably mirrored in the camera here, but he gave me this really awesome iron stock beer glass and a t-shirt, an iron stock t-shirt. And he also gave me this very cool coaster, which we're going to be talking about here now, with the 2 Manas runes on it. And then on the back we have some more runes, which I'm going to be talking about here in just a second as well. So if you're watching the live stream, we're just now getting started. We haven't started reading the Hávamál yet, because I do want to do this real quick. Thank you so much. Hail and welcome. Be sure to comment in the video if you're watching now. Feel free to share it. Give me some thumbs up, give me some reacts, whatever you want to do. Just let me know that you guys are sitting here and watching with me. And happy Memorial Day weekend as well. It's Memorial Day weekend. So whatever it is that you are doing with family and friends to honor the fallen and honor those who have given all so that we could have all, be sure to raise your horn and honor them this weekend, and if that's what you're able to do. So as we wait for a couple more people to join, I'm going to light our candle and light the incense, get in the mood. The incense that I have today, that I'm going to be burning today, is a clove scent. And it smells absolutely wonderful. Alright. So hail and welcome to all. Let's get our beer poured. Iron stock beer in the very awesome iron stock beer glass. Compliments of my new friend Topher, Ohio ambassador for the Asatru community. We're going to be talking a little bit more about some of the other things that Topher gave me, because back in that video that I uploaded on Friday, he wrote a letter that was all in runic Elder Food Art runes, and I didn't want to take all the time in the world during the video to read it or translate it, so I took some time to read over the letter and write it all down, so that way I knew exactly what I was reading. And I wanted to share it all with you. So before we get into the reading of the Hávamál this week, this is the letter that Topher wrote me. As you can see, it's all in runes. And like I said, everything's probably mirrored because of the camera, but you can understand. Anyways, what this says, and I wrote it all down here just so I had a quick reference. What it all says is, "Hail Jesse. I hope you have your decoder, rune decoder ring handy," which at the time, of course, I didn't, so I need to get me one of those. So he says, "Hope you have your rune decoder ring handy. Perhaps the shirt will fit you. It was too small for me." The t-shirt was a Einstock t-shirt, and it was a little bit too big for me, actually, but my wife is going to enjoy it because she likes really baggy t-shirts and just lounging around in them, so it's getting good, put to good use. So the letter goes on and says, "Enjoy the glass and the new official Midgard Musings Mead of Poetry coaster." And before I finish the letter, I want to just talk about this, the fact that Manas is 2 Manas runes, so Midgard Musings. It's really cool. And then on the back, you can tell, the runes that are written on here is Othrir, which is the meat of poetry. So he says, enjoy the glass and the new official Midgard Musings Meat of Poetry coaster. The gods see you. Keep up the great work. And then at the bottom of the letter down here, he put his signature, Gothi Topher, with his own runic mark, which is really cool. And then down here at the bottom, it's pretty funny. It says, drink more Ovaltine. So, it's pretty cool. Really enjoyed that. So anyways, now that we know what this says, oh yeah, and then there's this piece of wood that he gave me, which I can't remember the name of it, Topher, if you're watching and you want to chime in on this. This is it's got like incense. He says you burn it, and it has like the quality of like sage, white sage, and it puts away the bad stuff and the evil. Smells really good. So there's that. We'll just set that here to the side on the incense burner. Have a drink, everybody. Hail and Skull, and thank you for watching today. Alright. Now that we got all that fun stuff out of the way, let's get into reading of the Hávamál. Got some people checking in now. Great to see everybody. Alright. As always, I'm reading the Hávamál from Dr. Jackson Crawford's translation of the Poetic Edda. If you're sitting down and able to read along and you have a copy of it as well, go ahead and join me. We're starting at stanza 73 and reading through to stanza 81. Or if you just have your own version of the Hávamál that you want to read along in for your own purposes of your own translations and stuff, that's always fun too. And thank you for commenting. I can't see all the comments up there because it's a little bit outside of my reach of vision to read such small letters, but I see everybody commenting and I appreciate that, so thank you. Hail and welcome. Enjoying the nice, calming tunes of Downheim Radio in the background, guys. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit so I don't feel like I'm yelling at your faces. Alright. Here we go. Stanza 73 of the Hávamál. Two men will defeat one. Your tongue can endanger your head. In every hand hidden by a cloak, I expect to see a weapon. Alright, so what this is telling me, kind of what this does tell me, is that obviously two men are better than one, right? Two will defeat one. Don't go into battle. Don't go up against things too cocky or too boastful of your actions, because when there's more of those that are against you, you will be defeated. You're outnumbered. Watch what you say. Your tongue can endanger your head. I can't think of how many times in my own life the things that I've said have gotten me into a world of trouble. Of course, back in the time when the Hávamál was written, in a society where you said the wrong thing, you definitely had your life at risk. You said the wrong thing to the wrong person. In every hand hidden by a cloak, I expect to see a weapon. Be watchful and be vigilant of everything around you. Don't take something at its face value per se, because just because it appears to be kind, or just because it appears to be gentle, or just because it appears to be friendly, doesn't necessarily always expect things to happen that you maybe wouldn't want to happen, but just realize that it's possible for it to happen. So be on the lookout, be wary, be mindful. Stanza 74, the seaman is glad at evening, looking forward to his dinner, with just a short distance to row home. But an autumn night is untrustworthy. Many things can get worse in only 5 days, and even more in a month. It's a little bit of a longer stanza, but the way I see this is that the seaman is glad at evening, looking forward to his dinner with just a short distance to row home. You're going to look forward to things that are close to you, that are coming up close to you, especially if you've gone out and you haven't prepared yourself for a long journey or for the long haul of things, right? Many things get worse in only 5 days and much worse in a month. Tells you that, you know, be prepared for a long haul. Go out with the things that you're about to do in your life, but and go ready to take the long road, if you will. Be prepared, and it's better to have more and not need it than to need something and not have it. So that's what this stanza is explaining to me, is that it's you know, best to be prepared and take more with you than what you think you may need. If you don't need it, at least you have it. Stanza 75. The ignorant man does not know how little he knows. You become foolish by listening to fools. One man is rich, another man is poor. Neither has the other to blame. Alright, so I mean, it's kind of pretty self-explanatory. Even, you know, people who don't know the most don't know that they don't know. Right? But another thing that this stanza tells me is that, you know, with the whole one man is rich, another's poor, nobody else is to blame for it. It's the kind of thing where, you know, stuff happens. Deal with it. You know, we read earlier in Hávamál, I think it was either last week's video or the week before, where Odin was out, you know, seeing this great rich man's house, and it was a great big beautiful house or whatever, but it was up in flames, and the man who lived there was dead on the doorstep. Doesn't really matter what you have as far as great big possessions or anything. It's better to have a little, but to have your life, you know. But that, hey, if there's people out here that are better off than you, that's just part of life. That's just, it happens. There's no reason to try to put a blame on it for anybody. Sometimes that's just the way things are. Stanza 76 and 77 are probably two of my favorite stanzas of the Hávamál, and I think for a lot of heathens will be some of their favorite stanzas as well. Stanza 76 says, "Cows die, family die, you will die the same way. But a good reputation never dies for the one who earns it well." You know, we've talked about how in Norse culture the name of your reputation was something that was very, very important to have back in the day. Because if you had a bad reputation, and if you had a bad, you know, if you were known not so well in the community, it didn't go well for you. So the one thing that never dies, no matter when we all die, and when we're all, you know, gone from Midgard and onto other realms, your reputation will stay. So make it a good one. The next stanza says similar things as "Cows die, family die, you will die the same way. I know only one thing that never dies, the reputation of the one who's died." So again, how do you want to be known? What legacy are you leaving? How do you want to be remembered? Make it good. Make it honorable. Make your reputation something that people will speak well of you amongst their friends and families, and you know, when they're sharing in frith and community, make it so that people have good things to say about you. Stanza 78 is, "I saw big herds of cattle owned by a rich man's sons. Now they carry a beggar's staff. Wealth is like the twinkling of an eye. No friend could be more faithless." So this is something that's very, very common. We're seeing in Hávamál in terms of what wealth is and possessions, and you know, realize the fact that all of this could be gone in an instant. Everything that you could work hard for, everything that you could try to attain in your life, it could all be gone in the twinkling of an eye. So working so hard for the riches, and working so hard for gold and possessions, and working so hard for things that could be gone or that you don't take with you. Build up better treasures, if you will. You know, build up the community that you're in. Be a good friend to your friends. You know, be a good husband and wife, and father and mother, and all these things that build you up better for your reputation to live on. Because these things can be gone, and no friend is more faithless than that of like riches and wealth and gold. It doesn't care who you are, you know. It could be gone. You know, it's not tangible. It's, you know, things that they're not eternal. It doesn't go with you wherever you go after here. So, something good to be reminded of, I think. Stanza 79 is, if an unwise man chances upon money or a woman's love, he will grow more arrogant, but not more intelligent. He will be deceived about his own worth. So we're getting into some things here now that are not so much of the common sense type of knowledge of things, but these are some things that I feel like Odin is imparting to us based on his own experiences. But it's interesting that he compares chancing upon money and a woman's love as things that will make you arrogant, but not necessarily intelligent. I feel like this could be, you know, it's coming from Odin's view of things, but I feel like, you know, a woman falling in love with a man or whatever, it could be the love, the feelings of love that you have for another. Not necessarily a man with a woman or a woman with a man or what have you, but it's just that feeling. Makes you feel good about yourself, right? Because you feel love for a person, that person feels love for you. Doesn't necessarily make you smart, it just gives you that boost of confidence, if you will. Same way with having a lot of money. You know, you have something to, you have a lot of money in the bank to be able to go do what you want. It makes you feel good, right? But you're deceived about your own worth because you that money and everything, like it was said in the stanza before, it could be gone in an instant, you know. And Odin, given his history, given his track record with, you know, love and relationships, gives him a bit of a spiteful look at things when it comes to that sort of thing. So it's understandable why he would want to talk of it in that vein, you know. So just be careful, you know, be mindful of the fact that these are the things that you obtain or chance upon. Doesn't necessarily make you the smartest, just gives you that boost of confidence. Alright, 2 stanzas left to go. Thank you everybody so much for watching and commenting. I see all your comments and the reacts and stuff coming across the screen. Really appreciate that. Hail and skull to all of you. I see Topher up there, I believe. Some other people. I'm going to definitely read the comments here shortly, so just stay with me and I'll read all of your comments. Oh, that beer tastes so good, guys. It really does. And especially in this awesome new Stein, this Einstock beer glass. It's fantastic. Alright, stanza 80. When you ask of runes, what you ask of the runes will prove true. They are gifts of the Asir, made by the gods and painted by Odin. You'll learn best with your mouth shut. It can't really even be more spoken. Truer words could not have been spoken. And it's interesting because if everybody that watches this Facebook live feed and follows me on Facebook here on this page, you'll know that every day during the week I draw a rune. Just something for me to meditate on, and then at the end of the week I collectively put all the runes for the last 5 days in kind of this spread and think about what that is telling me. And it does prove true. It really does. When you give yourself to yourself in ways that Odin gave himself to receive knowledge, when you sacrifice that proverbial eye for wisdom, for the drink of Mimir's well, the runes will prove true for you. And it's best to learn with your mouth shut. You know, conversations and learning, you will learn best by listening and reading and absorbing knowledge, not necessarily being always the one to talk and to gab and to be boastful about what you know. Stanza 81. This is probably another one of my favorite ones. I know I say that on almost every video, but I do have some stanzas that really stand out for me. And this is the last stanza of the day, everyone. So thank you so much for joining me and sharing with this special broadcast today. So stanza 81 is: don't praise the day until it's night. Don't praise your wife until she's buried. Don't praise the sword till after the fight, nor your daughter till she's married. Don't praise the ice until it's crossed, nor the ale until you're sloshed. Alright, so in layman's terms, in very basic terms, don't count your eggs before they hatch, right? Don't think that everything's all great and grand and going well until after it's all said and done. Things could be going great, and then at the very last minute, you know, it could all come crashing down. You know, so don't praise the day until it's night, wife until she's buried. You know, all these things that you can enjoy for the moment. You want to wait until things are tried and true before you speak well of them and before you talk about how great they are. But now I am going to talk about how great this beer is, even though I'm not sloshing. It's not all done because I have it every week and it is really great. So that was today's broadcast, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and just check out these comments. So just excuse me while I reach up here and get this camera just a little bit closer so I can see what everyone's saying. Very cool. I see all kinds of friends. I see Anthony, Monica, Billy, all saying hi. Yeah. Quentin says, can he toast with gin? This is all the live feed comments for everybody that's watching on the YouTube channel. I'm reading the live feed comments. Topher says, hail. Serge from Germany is saying good evening. Derek is saying hail. Yes, love that stanza too. Yeah. So, oh man, so many great people checking in today. Really appreciate everybody. Yeah, Topher, that says it's best to learn with your mouth shut. It says, Topher says, for the people out here that are watching the YouTube video of this, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So that's a good point. Thank you guys for checking in and commenting with that today. And tune in every week, guys. I do this once a week on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today I got a little bit of a late start, not too bad though. And the YouTube video will be up later on this afternoon. So definitely please check that out. If you're watching this on YouTube, please click on that subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss a video, there's a bell notification in the subscribe bar right there that you can click on that will notify you every time I upload a video. It really means a lot. We're on to 500 subscribers now. Let's get to 500 subscribers. I don't know, let's just say before the end of the year, right? I wanted to get to 300 subs before midsummer, and here we are like 3 weeks away from midsummer, and we're already past that 300 mark. So I definitely appreciate everyone's support here. It's a tremendous honor to be able to sit here in front of you all and talk about these things and share in this knowledge. And I really, really appreciate everyone's kindness and generosity. And Topher, once again, my friend, thank you so much for the beer glass, for the amazing rune coaster. We talked about this earlier. If you just check back earlier in the video, we did talk about all this. Amazing gift, amazing things. Really, really, really touched by it. But that was today's video, guys. Really appreciate you checking in. Don't forget to like the page, comment, share the videos, subscribe to YouTube. I will see you all again next week in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.